And then she said, "You're not." Oh. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Major. All the way from London, England. I've got my coffee. I don't think Papa Jim brought his coffee up.
I've already had.
But, I'm a mess today because I didn't even, Papa Jim and I, we've been discussing things this morning for our lettuce garden. You guys would not believe how beautiful. Papa, you tired?
Tired. Well, I've been up since like before the sun came up.
Yes, he's been up. He let me sleep in. And I woke up and he made my coffee for me and everything was lovely. But we've been discussing things about our lettuce garden. Our lettuce garden is growing beautifully. And we were discussing parts per million and nutrition and all these other things. And
hey, I just got a notification.
Did you get a notification? What did you get a notification for?
That we're live. How do I get notifications?
How do you get them? Yeah. Or why do you get them?
Yeah, how come I'm getting notifications?
Because you're subscribed to my channel.
And
because ever since we went to the ice castles,
No, it's because I hit for notifications.
Oh, he's trying to tell everybody that if you are subscribed to our channel, make sure you hit the notification bell so you get notified every time we put up a video. Good morning, Denise.
That was my nonchalant way of pulling that in there.
Right over my head. I just completely missed it. So how's everybody's week going? It's Easter weekend here for everybody. I actually went to go do a couple of tasks yesterday, and the places I wanted to go to were closed because of Good Friday. So I didn't get to accomplish a few things that I set out to do yesterday, but I did manage to make it to the bank. So we've got some moolah to put into our cupcake. Poor Papa Jim's wallet. It's going to be looking a little thin, Major. That's still looking pretty thick. You got some moolah in there. Yeah, right here. Cobwebs. Oh, Major says, hey, I made it today. Good afternoon, everybody from London, England.
London. Now, is London, are they associated with our weather type as far as like when it's winter here, it's summer in Australia? I wonder how it is.
Yeah, let us know. Major, we're just now coming into spring. What season are you guys in over there in London? Good morning, Tiny Tim Posey. Oh, Denise went to the Amish markets and they were all closed.
Oh.
I was wondering that this morning, Denise. I was wondering if the Amish markets were closed for Easter weekend. Major says they're having a lovely day.
Oh, yeah. I'm guessing it is. Yes.
Yeah. So I went down to our little thrift store, which is a Christian women's thrift store. And I pulled into the parking lot. I thought, man, nobody's here. I'm going to get all the deals. Nobody was there. Didn't get any deals.
Yeah. Well, I had to think for a second because I wasn't sure that the Amish, what part did they practice?
Yeah, you just never know.
I don't know.
It's supposed to be coming into summer soon, says the Major. I did pick this up the other day, though, at the thrift store, my lightsaber. I'm going to be having a story coming up soon about a lightsaber. It lights up and everything. That. He's going to commit Harry Carey because we're going to be emptying out his wallet today. But you know what I decided? After I tell my story about Star Wars, because I have the Mama's Tangles and Yarns that I just had my first one show last night. And told a funny story about pantyhose. But I will be having one coming up about a lightsaber. And I thought, you know what I'm going to do with this when we're done? When I'm done telling this story?
What's that?
I'm going to be a cart narc. I'm going to take this to the parking lots and I'm going to be a cart narc.
How does that go?
Skilly whoop whoop whoop. That's not where the carts go. I want to go out there and I want to wave it like it's one of those airplane wands.
So what did he say? Call them? He calls them.
They call them lazy bones. I want to go to parking lots where people don't put their
shopping carts
away. There's an actual YouTube channel called Cart Narcs,
yeah.
And they have a little wand. Yeah. There's this one guy who has a little wand, and he walks through a parking lot and he goes, "Skittle whoop whoop whoop! That's not where the carts go, you lazy bones." He waves us around.
It's amazing how how, man, some people just get really
Some people
upset.
get really, really upset. Some people are like, you're right. And they'll put their cart
Yeah.
in the cart stall where it goes. But I have been paying attention when I go into town because I thought this would be kind of a fun thing to do and then send it into cart narcs and be fun. People here in Iowa, they put their carts away.
Yeah.
I sat yesterday in a shopping center like for 45 minutes because I was tired. But I just kind of sat there and it's like, was not on the phone. Was not on the phone.
With my BFF in House Tennessee because we're coming there because I know it.
She goes, don't go to Chicago, come to Tennessee. But I sit there, it's like, I'm going to get my little thing here. I'm going to be like, boop, 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 boop. That's not where the carts go, you lazy bones. But everybody put their carts away.
Yeah.
In Iowa, they know because it's so windy here.
Yeah.
People put their carts away where they're supposed to go.
What
Good morning,
happened?
Niecy.
What happened last Sunday or where it was? When I was getting water.
Last Sunday, Papa Jim was in the store and I was sitting in the car and it was windy. And a whole row of shopping carts
that were in.
They were in their little shopping cart home where they were supposed to be because everybody was being responsible. The wind blew so hard, it blew like 7 of them backwards out of the shopping cart stall and they just went down the road. There was no stopping. There's no way I was going to be able to jump out and stop them. There was just no way. But they just all took off. And I was sitting there going, skilly whoop, whoop, whoop. That's not where the carts go. Good morning, Nina. Good morning, Niecy. You're working and lurking. Hashtag put it on a T. You know what? Oh my gosh, I don't have my spinning wheel.
Oh no. I know.
I'm going to ask Papa Jim to go down the stairs and get the iPad for the spinning wheel because I don't have it. It's plugged in. Everybody's saying good morning.
Okay.
So if you will go grab that, please. Okay. Otherwise, I'll be completely out of breath.
Well, I'm doing that. I want to put some change.
I'll put some change in our jar.
For people that don't know.
I need to do my hair.
That don't know.
Oh boy, he gave me a whole handful of change this morning. Wow. Look at our jar. Oh, it's getting heavy. It's getting heavy. Are you guys keeping track? So what we do is when we come up here to stuff my muffin every day on Saturdays, yeah, and Major says make sure you get your wallet. We've got the wallet.
Yeah. So is
morning, CB.
Yes, she is.
What are you looking for?
Tell her that I've got.
He wants Nina to know that don't tell on Papa Jim, but he stole James's chair. We have matching chairs now. We have matching chairs. He stole our son's chair out of their man cave room, so we have matching chairs. But what we're doing is we get together every week and we put change in our change jar, and it's got a little display on the top here. It tells us how much money we're putting in. And I tell you guys every week exactly how much we're putting in. And as we put it in, you have to keep track. And at the end of our 26 weeks, which today is week 16, at the end, we're going to have you guys guess how much money we have in the jar. And whoever comes closest without going over is going to win a prize. And then this money we're going to take with us. Oh, I dropped a quarter. I got it. I keep looking. I'm looking at the quarters as I put them in. Did you know that for 2020, there's a quarter that has a bat on it? There really is. Ooh, this quarter has a Michigan on the back. This is a Michigan quarter. One of our places that we might end up going is Michigan on our trip. So that's kind of apropos. So 25 cents going in. Let's see how many quarters we can put in before Papa Jim comes back up. Here's another 25 cents. These all have the eagles on the back, though. Here's another 25 cents. Oh, here's one that's got a specialty on the back of it. And of course, I don't have my glasses on or anything, but it doesn't have a bat on it. I don't know. Look, it's a special one. It's going in. Good morning, Grace and Fire. James is here. He's laughing because you stole his chair. Oh my God. I can't take this man anywhere. Oh, this one's got a bird on it. There's another 25 cents, but it's not a bat. And here's another 25 cents. I'm going to set this down because he's handing me the iPad so we could spin our first spin. I'm joined by somebody new in the studio today, though. You need to put your shirt. You need to put your shirt around that. Oh my gosh, there we go. Welcome. Oh my God, you're adorable. Oh my goodness. He's breathing heavy too. It's a little unnerving. What? Oh my gosh, tell everybody. Calm down. Tell everybody about that dream you had the other day. Didn't you have a dream that you were a dog? You're freaking me out right now. You know what's funny is that what you guys can't see that I could see because there's a shadow, right? But look at those eyes. You need to wear your hat crooked so an ear pops. Major says you look ravishing. Oh my God, he's so funny. Calm down there. Calm down. Oh my goodness. I don't know what made you grab that today. Dance, dog, dance. Should we do money?
All right.
You're goofy.
Woo, man, I can't breathe.
It's warm in there, isn't it?
Man.
Let's do our first wheel to pull some money. This is a good boy.
That was rough.
Oh my goodness. Let's do our first spinny wheel. We're going to spin for numbers 1 through 50. Maybe we'll get a double today. I don't know. Here we go, you guys. You ready? This one's going to be for the money that we're going to put into our muffin cupcake pinata dealio. Here we go. You guys get to see it before we see it. We're not looking. Tiny Tim says you've had too much coffee.
That's what was in the coffee.
What was in the coffee? Did you have some kibble in your coffee?
I did.
Is that
kibble.
What it was? Okay, we've got a commercial up.
Oh,
we have not seen it. Here we go. What do we got?
We got
$21.
$21.
Dun, 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 dun. I went to the bank. I've got all kinds of my hair looks awful today, guys. I'm telling you. Nature says you need to put it back on.
Yeah, probably don't I?
If our daughter-in-law Nina were here, we would have Papa Jim tell the story about the nightmare that he had. There's 20. And $21. I know it's not much to put into our cupcake, but we've got another spin. We've got another chance for a double.
Tell my dream sometime, but
yeah, you're not going to tell the dream today? Boop, 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 right there into my muffin. It's getting heavy. Shake it up, Papa Jim. Let them hear how much money's in there. It's getting full. It's getting full.
Well, what it is the less you hear it, the more money is in because it's taking volume out.
All the volume. We're going to need a bigger pinata.
Feel how heavy it is. Hold it by the string.
Oh, yeah. That's got some heft to it. I like that. Yeah. Yeah. So,
and you got to figure that's paper. It's not like this.
Right? It's like, that's getting heavy.
Oh.
Should we put some nickels in there for your dog?
For the dog. Here's
5 cents. You guys keeping track? There's another 5 cents. There's another 5 cents. He puts that mask on and the dogs go absolutely nuts. Here's another nickel. You guys keeping track of the nickels we're putting in? You guys are going to need to know these things. Here's another nickel.
I tell you, when you walk up the stairs with that mask on, man.
Oh, I bet. And let's put in 2 dimes just for good measure. So here's a dime. And here's a dime. Hefty, hefty, hefty. Yeah. Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy. Okay. There we go. Should we show everybody what I got at the bank the other day?
What you got at the bank?
Woo.
No.
No?
No.
Why?
Because. Here. What is that?
Look at that. This is eventually going to end up in the cupcake. Woo! It feels good.
Bet you my Snap-on tool man thinks.
Yeah, I bet your tool man would love to see you walk onto his truck with that kind of stuff.
All right.
So, what are we going to do today, Papa Jim? In between takes here.
I don't know.
It's not windy. It's kind of a nice day.
Well,
I haven't been outside yet.
A little bit of a breeze.
A little breeze, and is it chilly out?
It's a little chilly.
But we've got stuff we've got to do in our chicken coop today.
What the weather is.
So we're going to be reconfiguring the chicken coop and spoiling the ladies a little bit.
We have
every time we want to do it, I've got an we've got a big unboxing to do later. Something that we bought for the chickens. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Let's see what the current weather situation in
that can't be right.
Northern Iowa.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Maybe we won't be working outside today because this mama, I don't know that I can handle that.
You see what it feels like?
It's 30 degrees outside. It feels like 17 with just a slight breeze. Yeah. And I really wanted to go out and I wanted to start really plotting and planning our chicken run and our chicken coop area. My birthday's coming up, and I told Papa Jim, all I want for my birthday is a chicken palace. I want a Cluckingham palace for the girls so that they are a little bit more spoiled and they've got their own little space. And we can protect them from some of the predators that have been coming around lately, because we did lose a girl to a skunk a couple weeks ago. And I haven't seen that skunk since the last dog got sprayed. So I don't know if she did something or, did she send that little skunk over the Stinky Rainbow Bridge?
I was running late and I was putting the girls up for the night, the chickens, and it was starting to get almost completely dark. And I shined the light over to the west and I could see eyes.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I don't know what it was. And I didn't want to take care of it because it might have been my dog.
Yeah, who knows? Wine tasting, how fun.
Who's doing wine tasting?
Grace and Fire. She's going to go wine tasting
how long it's been since we went wine tasting?
I know, it's been a long time.
It's been almost 10 years, probably.
I actually set up for us to go on a wine tasting. Well, I was going to set up for us to go on a wine tasting because I found a really neat place, local, and ever since the Cinnamon Vanilla hit, they closed down.
Yeah.
So they're not available for us to go for a wine tasting there anymore either. When I worked for a bank, somebody asked for me to check their balance. I got fired for pushing them over. That reminds me of a story. I'm going to have to write that one down. Did someone say bureau clock? I found a really neat, fun thing. I'm going to have to do a video on that. I'm not going to tell what that one is too. Now I got 2 videos thinking. Thank you. Going with my hubby. Went and loved daughter-in-law. Oh, how fun. How fun. I'm not really big into wine, but we do like to go on wine tastings.
So there was this one place out west in California that it was a small little, like a touristy mining town. And they had honey wines that had no sulfates in them.
Yeah, so I don't get the headaches. Yeah. We used to love to get those wines. Yeah. Those were good. They had an apple blackberry cider wine and a cranberry wine. They had so many good wines, but we haven't. And it was Witch Creek Winery. It was a lot of fun. Loved going there. And they were honey run wines.
Honey run.
Because they were honey based instead of so much fruit based, and so I didn't get the headaches so bad. Let's spin for our destination. Poor Jim, he doesn't know what I've done with these things. Look, I've got weekend tasks, Monday tasks, timed tasks, custom kitchen tasks, deep cleaning tasks, and I'm going to add to this chicken coop tasks. So if it's warm enough for us today, I really think I want to go work on their water today and work on their watering system. I've got some things up here. Shine tasting would be fun. Ooh, mead wine, yes.
You know what's kind of funny though is that I know somebody who produces those kind of spirits.
Yeah, we do. Wink, wink. Ooh, bourbon barrel wine, says Grace and Fire, and she says it's a Pick Farm and winery. Ooh, nice. It's a you pick, so you go pick your fruit and stuff, and then they have a winery there too. That's fun. We've done that at cider places and stuff.
Yeah.
But, where we are, those are few and far between. And especially the last 2 years, they're fewer and farther between. But I do know where I can go do some shine tasting.
Well, you won't, but I don't think you taste much.
I barely. It's a bit
she
much
smells
for me.
it. She goes like this. She goes,
woo! Oh, let's pick our destination. Let's see where we're going to pick this week. And then I'm going to tell you about what my sister did. Oh, my gosh. It might change how we look at things. All right, here we go, guys. You guys are going to get to see it before we do. This is for the destination that we'll be putting into the cupcake. We choose one destination every week. At the end of 26 weeks, whoever has the most. Did you guys see it? I didn't see it. I don't know what it is. Commercial time. Here we go. Drum roll. Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
Oh, he's happy about that one.
Man.
He was worried
I was worried.
Nashville was getting a little too many there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to write down Mount Rushmore.
I was beginning to think that wheel was weighted a little bit there.
It's not. And so this is week 16.
How many weeks we got left?
We only have 10 weeks after this.
Mm-hmm.
And then we will count everything out and we'll have a big special where we can show everybody what we end up with. And then we'll start planning and plotting our vacation. And it's so nice that our son James is watching and Nina, because they're the ones that we're going to be harassing to come over and take care of the animals while we're gone. So in goes Mount Rushmore. And of course, we'll get them a treat from wherever it is that we end up going as a nice big thank you. Hey, Tim is right. Smash the thumbs up. We would appreciate it, please. Right. So, as you know, it's not weighted. It's a magnet. There's no magnet on there, I promise.
Magnet.
So one of our destinations that we have on there is Chicago by train. Yes. And when our son heard that we had Chicago on there, he's like, oh, hell no. You're not going to Chicago. Well, then my brother was like, sis, you might want to reconsider that. And it's like, I'm thinking, I've been watching other travel videos. People are going to Chicago. They stay downtown. It seems to be fine. Going on the Amtrak train. Well, this last week, my sister was flown to New York for her birthday. She received a Christmas gift for her birthday, and she went to go see Aha in concert. So they flew into New York City. What? What are you looking for? Oh, where's Colonel Mustard?
Oh.
He's Here's a nice armpit shot for everybody. Our son just popped in and said, not if you're going to Chicago. Oh, he says he's not going to watch the chickens first if we go to Chicago. Well.
All right.
So we are kind of rethinking that because.
Yeah. Well, different type of scenarios though, really, honestly.
They really are different types of scenarios. But anyway, so my sister and her husband, they go off to New York City to go to this concert. And she posts a picture on Facebook of them on the New York subway. And she's like, well, here we are and we haven't gotten lost and we're still alive. And we're like, oh my gosh, they're going all over the place. I think they were in Queens and all over the place on this subway system, right? And everybody's saying, have a good time, be safe. And she even posted some videos where it's like, there wasn't anybody at the subway station. I said, I expected to see more people. She said, yeah, it's pretty quiet. Next morning, she posts, because we don't have TV, so we don't have news or anything. She posts, well, we're safe. We weren't involved in a shootout or anything. And we're like, what shootout? Yeah. Then we go to YouTube and we start finding reports about the subway incident that happened out there. And luckily, they weren't on the subway for that.
Literally. Never been to New York. Never really probably been on a subway before. The day before they do their subway trips to go to Queens and everywhere. And then literally the next morning.
Yeah, the next morning there's this big brouhaha, right? And then there was an explosion that I guess there was this explosion in New York and like manhole covers were flying everywhere. And she says, well, we heard it from our hotel room, but we really didn't know what was going on. So while they were there, the short time they were in New York, there was this big, massive incident on the subways and an explosion with flying manhole covers. And I'm thinking, well, maybe we won't go to Chicago. I don't know. Yeah. So chances are, if we do get any more spins for Chicago, we'll still put them in the Piñata, and then we'll kind of weigh out how things are looking at that time.
Like an Amtrak going into somewhere, I think would be a little bit different than if you do the commuter trains.
Well, yeah, and that's one thing my brother said. He says, sis, you don't want to be on those trains. You don't want to be on those trains in Chicago. They have shootings and stuff. I said, we're not going to take the L. We're going to be on the Amtrak. And he says, well, the Amtrak might be a little safer. And so we're just, if we go on this trip, if we end up in Chicago, It's going to be taking the Amtrak right to Union Station and then going to a hotel right there downtown and seeing some of the downtown things and then coming right back. We're not going to get on the L and go out to the suburbs and go to all these different places. So the elevated train, their subway station, their subway stuff.
You got the slang down?
I got the slang down because I watched what was it? The movie or the show ER, when they used to have the show ER that was in Chicago, and they used to talk about riding the L all the time. I've never been on the L. I don't know what it is. I've never been to Chicago, but I know they call it the L because it's an elevated train. So, but we might be changing up our destination. I think it's a little bit serendipitous that this is the mug I brought up today that we won in a giveaway. Isn't that beautiful? Handmade. It's lovely. And we picked Mount Rushmore today. Mountains. Look at that. But then again, there's mountains in Tennessee.
Yeah. Amtrak. Yeah. And I think that, not being a commuter train, the possibility, would be less of any type of altercations or any type of problem, other than any other type of transportation. I mean, anything can happen anywhere. So
yeah, and Grace and Fire says I would think Amtrak would have security checkpoints. Is that correct, or am I dreaming? I don't know that they do. I don't know that they have any type of security stuff like you would if you were going to fly.
Right.
So I have no desire to fly into Chicago. I don't want to do that, but I wanted to have an Amtrak experience. Right. And we're even discussing, to put my son's mind at ease, maybe if we do end up with Chicago, maybe what we'll do is we just won't get off the train in Chicago. Maybe we'll just stay on the train and go, who knows how many points east, and just stay on the train for a few days and then come back. And we'll just have it just be a really fun Amtrak trip. Maybe that's what we'll do.
Well, I would like to get off at the station there, like for a layover for an hour or so, and then get back on.
If they have that. I mean, we might want to get off the train for an hour layover, and they might leave in 15 minutes, and then we're really stuck. Looking good, Mr. Jim. Once you're in a car behind the wheel, you could drive anywhere you want, as long as there's no windows in the boot or trunk, as you call it. So there's Mustard. Colonel Mustard. He showed up. James says, I take care of the chickens no matter where you go. Just giving you a hard time. Thank you, James. We appreciate that. But again, it's all really going to kind of boil down to when the time comes for us to actually go on the trip.
What it is.
How things are looking.
You never know. There could be a security thing at Mount Rushmore and we just don't go there. I mean, who knows?
That's
true.
Don't
never know.
That's very
true.
And
look who showed up to the party.
Our investigator. We still need to come up with a little Mr. I think Mr. Chompers is cute. Look at those chompers. Mm-hmm. Do you guys remember watching the movie Romancing the Stone, and every time they were feeding the alligators, the guy would say, look at them chompers. I think Mr. Chompers is adorable. Mm-hmm. I think we should name him Mr. Chompers. What do you guys think? Mr. Chompers and Colonel Mustard. I think that's it. So this is our investigator, and this is our canine unit for when we go on our murder mystery, which is coming up shortly.
Pretty soon.
The whole gang is here. Yes. I've always wanted to visit Little Italy in Chicago, but probably never will due to things, says Tiny Tim.
Yep,
I know. We want to try Chicago style pizza. I want Papa Jim to have an authentic Chicago dog. I mean, wouldn't it be fun to take Colonel Mustard with us to go to one of the top hot dog eateries and try an authentic Chicago dog with our wiener dog with us? I think that would be fun. Investigator is a cute name, actually. Isn't it cute, Nina? If I feel like sewing him a little vest, so it's an investigator. I have been on a commuter train in Chicago, says Denise. How did you like that, Denise? Constable choppers.
Constable choppers.
I love it. I love it. That's great, James. That is funny. So I don't know. We're gonna play. Yeah. We're gonna go somewhere. Our plans are right now is to follow the plans. But we also have the flexibility that if things don't feel safe or there's some type of a national security
issue. You never know what's.
We're just going to play it by ear. But this is the plan right now. Just know that if we end up with one specific spot and we end up changing it because of security issues or something like that, we will be pulling that card for flexibility.
Put some more change in
there. He wants me to put more money in. Okay. Oh, here's another quarter that has something on the back of it. Hawaii. So there's 25 cents. We're not going to Hawaii this trip.
Still haven't seen the bat yet. I don't know what you're
talking about. I'm looking for the bat. Here's another 25 cents. Oh, this one has a Kitzel bird on the back.
Do you know where the bat's from?
This is a Oklahoma, and it's got a really pretty bird. I actually have this bird. You guys can see that. I have that bird tattooed on my foot. 1 foot, 2 birds. I have it tattooed. I do. Here's another quarter. He's looking through all his quarters right now, looking for those bats. Here's another quarter. We're not very close to a milestone yet, so I'm just going to keep feeding this thing quarters. Here's another quarter.
I think she's bat crazy.
He thinks I'm bat crazy. I'm going to find the quarter that has a bat on it one of these days. And this is Nebraska. I don't know if we have plans on going through Nebraska on any of our trips if we go out that way. We will be in South Dakota. New Mexico, which I'd love to go to Santa Fe to see the hot air balloons. Oh, you know what I found out? Since we just, let me put one more in so I don't lose my train of thought.
Do you think that's a bat?
No, that's not a bat. That's Idaho. That's Idaho. That's like a hawk. That's like some type of a hawk right there.
All right.
That's not the bat.
Put it in there. Anyway.
So Grace and Fire says Hawaii is on her wish list.
Hawaii?
I agree. We had a chance to go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
I'm still upset that we didn't get to go. Boy, did that cause a brouhaha. Because I had put in for time off because all we had to do was cover our plane fare. All we had to do was cover our plane fare. We had everything worked out to go with one of Jim's coworkers. They had a timeshare over in Hawaii, and they invited us to go to Hawaii. And so all we had to do, and they had a great deal on the airline tickets. So I put in for time off of work, and she wasn't my supervisor even. She was just in greater favor of our supervisor than I was. She was kind of like her admin assistant, my boss's admin assistant. I put in a request for time off. She goes, "You can't do that. That's our busiest time of year." And she never even put it. She was supposed to take that and put it before my boss, and then it was supposed to go to HR. And I probably would have been approved to go, and we could have gone to Hawaii, but we didn't go. Then we found out later that she had no right to do that. I was really pissed. Samoa quarter. Go to the bank with $100. Buy all the quarters that you want. Collect the ones you need and give back the rest. Oh, my brother does that all the time. My brother does that. I don't want to be that. Let's leave it to 1 quarter nut in the family at a time. Bear in mind that there are collector items and worth a lot more than face value. That's what my brother does.
That's what he does.
That's what he does.
And he goes to multiple states.
All over he drives to get coins, to go through the coins. So that's what he does. But I was going to say something. What was I going to say? Oh, what I found out since we chose South Dakota today to go to Mount Rushmore, I'm thinking about maybe stepping out a little bit of my comfort zone a little bit because it's something I've always enjoyed. Samoa fruit bat is on the quarter. See? I'm not crazy. There is a bat on a quarter, and it was in the year 2020. Am I correct, James? One of these days, we're going to find the quarter that has the bat because your dad thinks I'm batty. He thinks I'm nuts and that is not real. But I know that it is. I know that I've seen it. Oh, hey.
Is that it?
No, but this has to go into the bank today. Look what this one is. You guys see it?
Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore. Let's put that in there. This is going in the bank. Boop. Right there. So there goes another quarter in the bank, guys. So what I want to do, stepping outside of my comfort zone a little bit, is something that I've always admired, I've always enjoyed from afar. And I just think it's spectacular, something I've always wanted to do, but my fear gets the better of me and I'll never do it. But maybe we need to do it if we go on this trip. It is a spooky coincidence. So, especially since I just pulled up New Mexico, because what do they do in New Mexico and Santa Fe, New Mexico every year?
I know what it is, but I'm not saying it.
What?
I know what it is.
What is it?
Hot air balloons.
The hot air balloons.
Right. But I was gonna say something else.
So in Custer, South Dakota, they do have a hot air balloon company that will take you up in the hot air balloons. And I have a fear of heights, but I'm thinking maybe we'll branch out a little bit, and that will be one of our excursions that we go on if we go to Mount Rushmore. Maybe we'll actually take a hot air balloon ride. What do you think?
I don't know.
Maybe it'll depend on this spin.
Maybe it depend on.
Okay, let's do this. If we get a double.
How much adult beverage I have.
How much adult beverage. If we get a double, I'm going to write on a card and put it in that if we end up going to Mount Rushmore, we have to do a hot air balloon.
Where do they have hot air balloons at?
At Custer, right there.
Oh, because you said New Mexico before.
And well, because I showed a quarter that showed New Mexico. Right. So it was kind of like coincidence that I had a New Mexico quarter and they
Has anybody seen the movie?
You know what I mean.
What's it called?
Rat Race? No.
But that's what I was thinking about when you said New Mexico, and I was thinking about
Silver City, New Mexico.
No. Finding Nemo.
Oh, Finding Nemo. What about Finding Nemo?
What's the fish's name?
Dory.
That's her. She saw something on a quarter. Boom, I could do that.
James says hot air balloon instead of Chicago. He's all down for that. Good morning. Good morning, Brampton Gardner.
I say let's do bungee jumping off of a cliff.
No, I'll draw the line at bungee jumping. I'm not bungee jumping off of George Washington's nose or anything. Not going to do it. All right, so if this says double, I'm going to write down on a piece of paper that if we go to Mount Rushmore, we have to do the hot air balloon ride, period.
Did you hear about the hot air balloon at the basket?
See, this is what he's going to... I have a fear of like the basket coming unattached or running into power lines. But I mean, if you're going to go, you're going to go. If it's your time, my dad always used to say, what are you worried about? If it's your time, it's your time. It's like, I don't worry about if it's my time. I worry about if it's the pilot's time. That's what I worry about.
No
bungee jumping. Bungee jumping off of a hot air balloon, James says.
Well, you just have to make sure that there's not like termites on that big wicker basket.
Eating it up. All right, so let's spin for our final spinning wheel of the day. Let's see what we get. Here we go. We're not watching. You guys get to see it before we get it. So we didn't get to see it. You guys get to see it before we do because it's going right to a commercial. I don't know. So Rochelle says, I don't think I can handle a hot air basket. It's a hard pass for her. I kind of get, when we went to the Grand Canyon, I was probably 20 feet from the edge and my knees were knocking. I mean, I was really stressed even being at the Grand Canyon because I've got a thing for heights. We did go to a hot air balloon thing a couple years ago where you could get in the basket and it was tethered and it would just go up, so many feet and then they'd bring you back down. And I really wanted to do that, but the winds were too high that day. And so they didn't have anybody going up. Rochelle says it was $500. What is it? $93. No double, but $93 going into the Piñata today. Get some money, put it in my hands. 20, 40, 60. He's hanging on to it tight. 80. 90. 3 singles out of your single pile there, Grandpa. 1.
Don't put Grandpa and singles together, please.
Papa. 3. He doesn't like giving up the singles. We know why. I freak out on a Ferris wheel. Sometimes I do too, Rochelle. There's been times I've been a little nervous on a Ferris wheel.
I freak out on the teacup ride.
That's true. 20, 40, 60, 80, 91, 92, 93 going into the cupcake this morning.
Oh, man, I'm tired.
Stuff that muffin, Papa Jim.
I need to eat.
Oh.
Good Lord.
And it goes. Woo!
All right.
So we had 93 and 21. At least we broke the $100 barrier today. So I think we're doing pretty good for our trip coming up. And I'm going to do some more research on what we can do in the area of Mount Rushmore so we can plot and plan. Papa Jim did find a place where you can actually sleep in a covered wagon.
Yes.
Wake up. More coffee. Wake up. Wake up. So we might consider staying the night in a covered wagon. There's going to be lots of fun things we could do. And Major says, I just had a look at those quarters with the bats, and there's 2 bats on them. And, they're worth money. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Of course, that depends on their condition. He's got it in pounds. For the year 1999, when it's 15,000 pounds, which I think a pound is the equivalent of $1.50. And for the 2020, it's $382.82. Well, we're going to have to look through all of our quarters and see if we can find a bat. Because I know I've seen them.
So what is that? Is that 15,000 pounds?
15,000 pounds.
Right. And a pound is how much?
I don't know. Major, how much is a pound in US? Is it $1.5
to 1 pound?
To 1 pound, so that's like $22,000 maybe. Wouldn't that be something? I'm gonna have to go through all of our quarters now and look for a bat. We've avoided the bat thus far. So, all right, guys. Well, that's all 3 of our spins for the day. Let me turn our spinning wheel off because I think I've had enough of the carnival music.
I'm gonna take a nap or something.
No, we're gonna eat breakfast. We're gonna have a nice hearty breakfast with fresh eggs from our girls. Oh, you know what? Twice now I have found a turkey stuck in our nesting boxes. She gets in there head first, and then she just sits there and looks out the other side into the summer kitchen. And I have to open the window and give her room to turn around and get back out. And that poor turkey's been crawling up into the chicken nesting boxes to lay eggs. We found 2 chicken eggs so far. And the first one, I wasn't sure if it was a turkey egg. I thought maybe it was a funny shaped guinea egg because we've got guineas too, but it was bigger. And so Papa Jim had some people at work ask for some eggs. So he took some eggs in to sell. And sure enough, somebody's going to have a surprise when they try to crack that egg open, and it's a turkey egg.
Is it any different?
The membrane's a little thicker, and it's a little bit more of a rich egg, but they probably won't tell the difference. 1 pound is about 75 cents. So it was opposite. I was thinking opposite. So it's not 1.5 times. It's half the time. Okay. Tim says, I'm a private pilot, but I hate heights. No hot air balloons, Grand Canyon, etc. Although I did once go up in the arch at St. Louis, almost panic attack at the top. See, that's on my list.
So
Tim, that's on my list to go up the arch.
So he can fly in a power because he knows that he could.
Because he's in control. Because you're in control, right, Tim? Good morning, Lisa Kalovi. Good morning. We just did our spins. We chose our destination for the week. We
didn't choose it.
The wheel chose it. We're adding Mount Rushmore to the list, which I think it's really a really tight tie between Mount Rushmore and Nashville, Tennessee. I think that's going to be one of the 2 places we're going to go. And I just want to say we're fortunate that we were even able to put money in the cupcake this week because everybody else knows what this week is too. It's tax week. We had to do our taxes.
The tool truck was showing up. Dang.
That too. The tool truck shows up. Mama went shopping, but it was tax week. So we did our taxes. You want to talk about having like a panic attack and some chest pains there? I did our taxes this week. Mama had some flutters going on. I was not happy. I had a headache. We managed to get everything filed.
Yeah,
and we had enough to take care of our obligations, but
what they wasn't happy with it. What they pull out isn't enough. They want more.
They always want more.
So,
which I wouldn't mind if it was proper representation. So, it says national parks on it, on the quarter.
So for people who don't know, in my profession of being an automotive repair technician,
world-class tech.
They have tool trucks that come weekly and visit the dealerships to supply
They play music like the Ice Cream Man does, and they have balloons hanging out the window, and they're like, come children, come onto the tool truck and spend your entire paycheck on something that you might not necessarily need, but we will sell it to you on an easy payment plan.
They give swag out. So if you buy, if you spend this amount of money, you get, a little, I'll have to bring up something sometime, but
he'll come home sometimes, his arms are full of stuff from the tool truck, and it's like, oh, that's really cool, that's cool. And then it dawns on me, how much money did you have to spend to get all that free stuff? Because nothing's for free. We'll do some research on that, Major, and what we'll do is our quarters that we've already got in our bank, but when we do a final count, we'll check to make sure none of the quarters have any of the fruit bats on them, because that would be something interesting to get a hold of. Nice. Strapped in a plane. Oh, because he's strapped in a plane.
Oh, you're strapped
in. The arch is not flat. Literally, I realized the curve was at the top of the arch. It was a bad time for me. I'm sorry about that, Tim. I do get a little, I don't know. I don't know if I'll be claustrophobic in that. I've watched a couple of videos on the arch, and And Lisa says, I think I know somebody who lives close by. Close by to what, Lisa? To Lisa Colovi? Who are you talking about? You talking about close by to here or the national parks? Oh, I got you. Never mind. I got it, Lisa. I got it.
We'll be going over like a big bridge, like the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco or some big bridge, and she'll be over here. Oh my God.
Freaking out.
So I can see the hot air balloon. She'll be up there and she'll go, oh, let's do it. And then she'll get up to the edge of it and she'll go,
nope, I'm not going to do it. I used to tell my children they only play the music on the ice cream truck when they ran out of ice cream. That is such a good trick. It's such a good trick.
What was it? I forgot. I'll have to ask my sisters what our mom told us that the ice cream truck was.
Didn't she tell you it was the bread truck? Or...
No. We used to have the bread truck.
Yeah.
That they used to have. I'm going to date myself now. They used to have the old bread trucks that had the barn doors in the back, and then he had the wooden trays that pulled out, and then they had all the pastries and breads and stuff.
My dad used to drive a bread truck.
Yeah. So, but I'm trying to think of
for Heine's. That was the name of the bakery, Heine's Bakery. I've got pictures. Yes, Lisa.
Can you get I mean, I guess it wouldn't be wrong if somebody says, hey, can you go out there and grab a Heine for me?
Grab some buns off the Heine's truck.
So anyway, yeah, we need to eat. We need to get,
we're going to figure out what we're either going to do something with the chickens, or maybe we'll take a field trip up to the big city and find something for the chicken coop.
Did our boy call you yesterday?
No.
Oh. Boy, you didn't call your mother.
The boy that's in here right now?
Yes.
I stopped by and saw him yesterday. Why? Am I supposed to be aware of something?
He was going to the big city, and he was just going to see if he needed anything or whatever. But I don't, he may not have went yesterday.
I don't know. So. What we might do, because there's a challenge out there that I've not agreed to do yet. I've got another challenge I need to do that I haven't done yet with Easter bunnies. But there's a thing about planting things in unusual containers. And we have a new unusual container downstairs that we are going to plant in, but we need some if we're going to plant in it, we need to go to PetSmart.
Oh. I got to do some research.
You going to do some research?
Yeah,
Papa Jim bought a 40-pound aquarium.
40 gallon.
40 gallon, not 40 pound.
So the deal I've been reading a little bit on, if you have a hydroponics and your nutrient level is too high, you use a carbon filter, like in a fish tank, to filter out some of it to bring the levels back down again. And so if I get this aquarium and I put fish in it, I can't use a carbon filter. If we want to use the nutrients to do the
I'm trying to show you guys.
How come it's not rotating?
I don't know. Let's see if I can show you guys.
It should flip.
Look, there's our lettuce garden. Do you guys see the lettuce growing in our floating lettuce garden?
Is that a recent picture?
Yeah, that's a recent picture. Look at that. Look at all of our little baby lettuce growing in our lettuce garden. Here's a wider shot of it, so you guys can see all of the little lettuces growing. Isn't that fun? And then in a new garden that Papa Jim started with just a cracking method without having any aeration or anything.
Repurposing.
Look, this is our basil that's growing. Isn't that cute? No soil. They're just growing on those little clay pebbles with a wick system that's pulling up the nutrient water up into the pebbles. And look at the babies. Look at the babies. Those are peppermint. And then, do I have one more? I do. Look what's growing in here. I think it's the coolest thing.
Yeah, what's that?
Look at that. Those are onions, bunching onions, little green onions that are growing on those pebbles in a bucket of water. No soil. Really cool. So we'll be doing more things like that, but we're going to see about doing an aquaponics that involves fish.
Yep. But
he's got to do more research.
I don't know. We'll have to see though, because this tank is a little bit bigger than I realized.
It's a big tank.
And so I don't know if it's going to go or do how we needed to do, because I don't know if.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I don't know.
Have an awesome day, says Nisi. Grace and Fire wants to do the challenge, but she needs to hit up a thrift store. And yeah, it'll be interesting to learn more about these, the Kratky, the aquaponics, the hydroponics, all these fun things we're doing. But I'm really happy with the lettuce. Went to the store the other day, like I said, where people were helping me. I was trying to buy an air pump for the floating lettuce garden. So I was in the fish department where they don't sell fish at this big store. They've got all the stuff for the fish, but they don't have fish like some of the other stores do. And I kept asking for certain things for our floating lettuce garden. And I told them what I was going to do. I was telling these people what I was going to do. Why is he looking at me? He's like sideways out of his eyes there. And they all thought I was absolutely bonkers. Absolutely. Sometimes he looks at me that way when I say things like, I'm going to clean out this garage and turn it into a kitchen. Absolutely bonkers. I was in there yesterday and I showed them pictures as I look at my lettuce growing now.
Who's the crazy lady now?
Who's the crazy lady now?
So,
but you know, one thing that we had to do this week too, that we haven't talked to everybody about, was this week we had to go. We didn't end up in our basement. We did not end up in our basement during the storms that blew through this week, but we did spend about an hour down in the basement, cleaning it up, getting a table set up with our chairs, our bug out bags, helmets for our heads, because we had tornadoes this last week and they went on either side of us. They went to the west of us and they went to the north of us. So we didn't actually have to go down in the basement, but I told Papa Jim, you know, I have plans for this basement. There's things I want to do. So poor Papa Jim, just like my kitchen that I made outside, I've got plans for that basement where it'll be a little bit more conducive for canning, a little bit more conducive for bugging out down there when we have inclement weather. I want to make it a little more cozy. I want to be able to store more of our canned goods down there. So I've got plans, but not today. Today it's the chickens. It's either going to be taking care of the chickens today and doing some things out there for them and plotting and planning how we want to do their chicken run to keep them safer. Or it might be that we just have breakfast and take a nap. Or it might be that we go out of town. I don't know what we're going to do. But whatever it is, we better get cracking if we're going to. So thank you, everybody, for joining us for another week of Piñata stuffing. It was a lot of fun. Just so that everybody knows, some videos will be dropping tomorrow for basic crochet, one-on-one from the very, very beginning, selecting your hook, selecting some yarn to get started with, your basic things, how to do a proper slip notch, knot, things like that, because I've had a few people say that they want to join in, but they don't know how to crochet. So we're going to get you started from the very, very beginning.
All right, put some little bit more change in there.
You want some change in here before we say goodbye?
Yeah.
And then I will be doing another episode of Mama's Tangles and Yarns. I hope you guys enjoyed the first one. There's 10 cents. There's another 10 cents. There's another 10 cents. Did you guys like the episode about my pantyhose?
I do.
I did an episode about pantyhose.
I have.
There's another dime.
My workshop.
What about your workshop? Mr. Jim, I hope you have a shed or something. Yes, Papa Jim has a very nice workshop.
I have a workshop.
And you treated yourself to something this last year for your workshop, didn't you? Here's a quarter.
Yeah, I'll lock on the door so she can't get in.
Here's another quarter for that statement. Grace and Fire says she died laughing with the pantyhose story. It's true. Papa Jim was there.
Yeah, I was.
Do you remember at the Christmas party, the whole pantyhose deal?
Yeah. But you just went with
nickel.
it.
I just went with it.
So,
you got to sometimes. Here's a nickel.
Yeah. So I got a cute little
nickel
workshop. So.
But what did you get for yourself this last year? Are you going to share?
What did I get?
It's big. It's blue. He doesn't want to share. Quarter, but doesn't have a bat on it.
So I got myself a.
It came. What share with everybody? Nobody cares. It came in handy this week. What he got really, really came in handy, and he was so smart. You got a picture of that?
Let me see if I got a picture.
He's going to pull up a picture. It was so neat what he did, because he was thinking. Because this storm was coming at us, not only with tornadoes, but big hail. You know, all of these reports are coming in. So we're hunkered down, but we've got our vehicles, right? That's what he did. Look.
Where's that?
Make sure you don't get the ring light poking in there. Turn it down. Turn it down. Down.
My wrist doesn't bend that way.
There you go. So here's inside his workshop. And so he drove the white truck in. and he put the truck on the hoist and lifted the truck. Then he drove his car in underneath the truck, and then he put my little car in behind it. So that's his workshop. He got 3 vehicles in there to keep them out of the hail when the hail came in. That's good, Papa Jim. So all of those cars were protected from the hail and from the wind and from damaging things blowing around. Of course, if that would have taken a direct hit, they all would have pancaked on top of each other, but they would have been gone anyways.
Yeah, it would have been gone anyway.
So, but I thought it was really great that he rushed home from work before the storm hit, drove all the vehicles in, lifted them up, drove them under, and everything was safe there. We only had 1 vehicle that we had to move away from our big walnut tree. 10 in the chat, 7 thumbs up. I need more thumbs, guys. More thumbs, more thumbs.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't get a lot of people in here, but I really appreciate those of you who are.
Yeah.
I love it when you guys stop by and spend a little bit of your Saturday mornings with us, and join us for Papa Jim didn't stuff my muffin today, though. I stuffed my own muffin 3 times.
I'm waiting to get the next one. The next pinata.
The next pinata?
Yeah.
You want to wait for the next? We've told you guys what the next pinata is, but I'm not going to say it right now. My kids are in here. But right. So we have 8 thumbs up now. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So we're going to, I don't know what we're going to do today.
I'm going to feed you, and then we can make a proper decision of what
I got a headache too. Maybe I'm not feeling good.
Well, it's because I just put a bunch of your money in my muffin.
Well, usually there we go.
He was going to say something he shouldn't say. All right, guys. Jinx, give me a Coke.
Here. Talk to the interrogator.
Mr. Chompers. Yeah. What did James call him? The Constable Chompers. Yeah, he's so stinking cute. Look at that. Yeah. Look at that little guy. I just think he's most adorable.
Colonel Mustard.
Colonel Mustard's adorable too. All right, guys.
He's more stout though. He's squishy.
Well, he's a skinny little Constable
pretty
Chompers.
Stout, man. I mean, really,
he's got big buns, and I cannot lie.
I mean, look at that.
The other hot dogs can't deny. Yeah. He's a good dog, and he's a good gator. All right, friends. We will see you all next week, and make sure you tune in for Coffee Chat. We're doing our crochet. We're doing Mama's Tangles and Yarns. I'm busy. That's why I don't even have time to do my hair anymore. So, I think Colonel Mustard is a little bit saucy, says the Major. Well, look who he's got as an example. Mr. Crooked Hat. He's going to put down a beat. On that note, I'm going to go make some breakfast for this poor man, and we're going to spend our day doing something, not sure what. So thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next week. Until then, take care of yourself. Have a blessed weekend, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. End broadcast.